Hello, welcome back. Very short turn this month. Nobody is jumping on Sarmatia just yet. I have a message from Yomi though. Peace in our time, Marvoni and I are done fighting for now. I get everything below the river except for Rim Mountains, which he gets to keep so he can continue fighting Sarmatia. This is excellent news for me. I got what I wanted, land and a real fort. He's getting a fort too. Included in the agreement is nap until 38. I promise that he'll trade me death for water for 5 turns. I'll be building up troops to take on Sarah next, point attack for some 6 or 7 turns, pending circumstances. Well, seems like Marvoni gave Yomi quite a lot of stuff. Everything below the river except for Rim Mountains. Let's look at that first then. So this would be the river. So presumably he gets these 2 provinces and already holds these. I guess that's not too much, but it does include a real fortress. It already have a temple here as well. I mean, that's quite a lot of stuff to give away. But I guess Marvoni... I mean... And again, Marvoni knows that Sarmatia is about to get jumped by, like, 10 people. So... he's not really pressed, is he? I don't know, it seems like giving away a lot for... I mean, Sarah is not going to be a problem in a second. Let's see what else happened this turn anyway. I don't think there are any big battles, but let me just quickly... There's Sarah and Marvoni doing some exchanges currently. So 100 raiders and 100 long dead. This is a mercenary company that Marvoni seems to have. We also have Ubar attacking a throne. This does not go very well, surprisingly. So there is a Shaitan here leading some Jin warriors. Usually very good units. Problem is, this throne is a reptile throne, it looks like. You got some lizards and drakes and crocodiles and things. There are also wyverns in here. And basically the wyverns just fly over onto the commander. Immediately knock off Invis. And yeah, the barbed tail is a magic weapon, so it goes through ethereal. I don't think the poison is particularly relevant, but... yeah, just kills the commander. So these guys might have been able to take the throne, I'm not sure. I mean, they are very powerful. There are some mages back here who might just knock off the buffs, I suppose, the invis and everything. But, well, as it is, they just lose their commander to wyverns, and then that's that. So, a bit unlucky for them. That was counterfeit thrones. We also see Yomi attacking Pyrenees in the Lost World. Let's see. Also a Shaitan there. Wait, so what was the Shaitan battle? This must have been an assassination? You guys are assassins, right? Or no? What is this? Okay, let me just quickly inspect the 10 billion icons. They are not assassins, they're not seducers. Perhaps he was just sneaking it around and it got discovered by patrolling, but I mean, it's 1 point of PD it looks like. I don't know. How strange. So I guess it wins and then retreats? No, what? I guess I really don't know what that is. I don't know. What happens if you're discovered stealthing and then you win the discovery? I don't actually know what happens then. Do you still retreat somewhere? But then immediately after that, there's Yomi versus Pyrenees. Wait, and the PD is back then. Which, yeah, I guess it... Yeah, PD regenerates between battles, right? I don't know, this is all very confusing stuff, but apparently Yomi put this fort under siege. Ubar still has the big stack here adjacent to Pyrenees. So that was Lost World, right? Lake Eternal. Probably just another random water province, yep. Battling Golem. Abyss here attacking Pyranny. Finally getting in on the action. And single huge tree. That was a throne province. Is this just... Oh, so Yomi took this off Mavoni as well. They get the throne back. Yeah. Seems odd that I mean, I don't know. I probably would have just defended in this area as Mavoni, and then just waited until Saramati got pulled off elsewhere, and then just carried on fighting Yomi. But, yeah, who knows? We'll see how things develop anyway. Yomi's having a really good game, aren't they? Let me just briefly... Score graphs. Let's see. Isaro and Yomi are the big two, but Veritas. Veritas the largest player in the game still. Veritas is an interesting nation because they are a blood nation, right? If they get big early and they can survive to the late game, they can be extremely strong. They just don't usually survive very long, right? So it's cool to see Veritas doing so well too. But anyway, yeah, that's it for messages. There's not too much else going on just yet. I have briefly looked at the next turn though, and I do know that next turn is when everybody jumps on Saro. But I haven't looked at it too closely yet. So I might just go straight to that one now. Although, we could just again look at the borders. You can see this waiting to jump on Saro here. Yeah, Abyssea ready to jump up in the worst province in the game and sit on his cap. Interesting. Roos here must be about to use all these Draconians to do something over here. Veritas, probably going to take Summer Bay. Veritas is a huge border with Sauron. Alright, there's 29 anyway. Let's take a look at turn 30. Hello, welcome back. Yes, lots of people attacking Saramatia this month, unfortunately for them. We have a message from Sarah as well. It sure is a wild wormhole connection between Jome and best province in the game. There is. Pyranny has a new prophet. And yeah, lots of battles. There's no big clashes yet, of course, because mostly it's people just charging stacks into empty provinces. So, most interesting battles this month are Makoni. We get to see Kalum once again putting Makoni's cap under siege. Having a hard time. I don't really know what to say. They just have, you know, trash units into good units and a couple of mages. And that's the never-ending story, really. Although in this case the units aren't too much better on Makoni's side. There's a couple of big guys. Mostly it's Halots though. The mage at the back is nuking some people. You know what, I'm actually not sure if they successfully put this under siege or not. Imagine these guys are routing already. They're not? Okay. They might stand and fight for a bit. Flyers... 12 morale's okay. Magma bolts does hurt. I mean, these guys don't have much armor, right? Or do you, actually? Oh, 11 prop. I don't really rate Kalum very much. I tend to think of them as, like, just a nation that has 10 billion trash units, which... I don't know, it doesn't really suit my playstyle, you know? They might not actually put this fort under siege, which would be quite sad. Just for a huge fist of iron there from that dude. Probably overkill on one Kalian infantry go. Alright, they are winning though. I wonder what that cost Kalum. Let's see, Makoni. They lost 42 Tempest Warriors. And 4 Deer Tribe Warriors. Yeah, so they're down to like 50 dudes sieging the fort again, which is probably not great. It's gonna take a while to crack that open. Next up, other interesting battles. Oh god, I've already forgotten what they are. I think one of them involves... Well, there's Troll Woods. Let's go take that one. So, Ubar, interestingly, did not move on to Pyrenees Cap. They moved up onto the surface and took their little forest province, or tried to. So we get to see how Pyrenees fares above ground. They can see a bit better, I suppose. Not sure how, you know, how impactful a bunch of sheep is going to be, but they do headbutt pretty hard, right, if I remember rightly? I was 16. I mean, if they can hit. Okay, a bunch of incredibly powerful invisible dudes fly straight onto the back. Some more in the front. These guys are enlarging themselves. Guys at the back are already dead, it looks like. For curiosity's sake, do any of you guys have any items? No. Well, a little bit of armor, but that's not really... Wondering if any of them have like a magic weapon or something that can hit through the ethereal and do a bunch of damage, but... Oh hey, nice big fists of iron though. Twice fists in there now. Yeah. So Ubar goes up top. Conquers poor Pyrenees above ground province. That cost you much? 1 ghoul. And they killed 127 things. And I think there was one other interesting battle, but I might not be able to remember it. Let's see, was it the Lost World? Oh wait, it was the Lost World. Pyrenee attacked Yomi but was defeated. Alright, they sent 20 units into a Dione. I guess it didn't go very well. Oh, there you are. Let's see. Lightning Reflexes, great legendary ability. Death Power, Iron Skin, Blessing, Temper Flesh, Temporamas. How much brought you on now? 33. And these guys punch through that with their big clubs. Doesn't look like it. They're hitting for like 5 and 3 and stuff. Oh, they're getting through a little bit. Not enough. Unfortunate. Why are these guys just sitting here not doing anything? What's your deal? Huh? So odd. Alright, well, yeah, that was the only other interesting battle. Everything else is just stacks moving into empty provinces, more or less. And as you can see, a lot of people attacking Saro, so... Let's pick somebody attacking Saro and just look around, see what we can see. So Roos here, landing on New Coast, Willowkite, and Glanis. Yeah, very close to Saro's cap, of course. New Coast gets a bunch of flying units, including a Gamayan. I've never seen one of these before. Pretty cool, though. Willowkite gets some bear, well, some Chud Hunters and a Bear Warrior. Glanis gets some actual bears, it looks like. 30 of them. These two stacks probably not going to do anything now. Looks like they're cut off. Just everything moves over to the fortress here and grabs this for free, it looks like. No way Sarah can defend against this because... Well, I mean, they're probably just going to lose their cap is the thing. Not a lot they can do. But there's Roos's contribution. Really losing anything. Also Felden Forest. So, I mean, yeah, Roos has just such a large border with everybody. So they're up in the north bit, but then also down here in the south bit as well. Probably angling to grab that throne off them if I had to guess. Although it looks like probably Femuria is as well. Might come into contention there over that. Femuria themselves, let's see, also attacking 3 provinces, so... Dawnland and Erd and Sodden Merc probably, yeah. Oh, and Winter Peaks too. Did I miscount? 1, 2, 3... Oh yeah, 4 provinces. So, pushing out the whole border, very nice. Dawnland, can't see any sites here, but you know, it's another pretty decent fortress. Got a free lab in it, can't really complain. Sodden Merc actually has a silver mine, so not bad as far as swamps go. And Winter Peaks has a bunch of sites. Mercury Pond, Impossible Angle, spreads horror marks. And some resources too. So pretty nice for them if they grab this fortress, and then maybe they'll also grab this little palisades, but goodness knows there's a lot of defense nearby, which I suppose they can see. So there's Fomoria's contribution. We have Beratos taking one province. They grab Samabe. Ah, nice. So that does let them probably grab a lot of this territory because there's no way Sarah does anything. So pick up a nice little fortification for themselves. Might also then get the throne there in the points. That's also really good. Brass throne is a really nice throne to get up. That gives them some shamblers as well to continue asserting their dominance over the lakes on the map. Who else we got? That's Rus, Fomoria, Beratos. They're the only guys making contributions? No, there is, of course, Abyssia popping up in the worst province in the game. Apparently obscured by Fomoria, just looks like province in the game. Yeah. So Abyssia said it's their job to sit on Saramati's cab. Presumably they're coordinating with Fomoria a little bit. It would be funny if we get some kind of bump between... I mean, there's a lot of people in this area. There's Rus, Fomoria, and Abyssia. Yeah, so... I mean, what can we really say? First of all, RIP Sarmatia. No coming back from this. You do need to make peace with some of these people if you want to stay in the game, but it's a lot of work. They might not want to. Maybe you can guilt them into doing it. I think the reality is maybe a bit overextended at this point. Going to war with more people when you haven't even finished off Muspelheim. Personally, in my experience, what I've found is when I play, so, you know, people play in different styles, of course, but for me personally, when I play, I try to get an early war going just after expansion is finished. And then once that war concludes, I do not attack anybody else for a while. I just sit still, catch up on research, put stacks in border forts, talk to other people about what they're doing. And that's probably because of this. I mean, I assume that's experience from this situation where you get big and you have lots of momentum, so you rush somebody and then you finish them off and you're like, hell yeah, I'm rolling. So then you attack somebody else and then, you know, a bunch of neighbors go, hey, this guy's really big and keeps attacking people. Anyone want to do something about him? While all of his stacks are tied up in these 2 points. And that seems to be what happened. It's not usually... well, not always this coordinated, though. I mean, I think poor Saramati is against, like, what is it, like 6 players at once, which... I mean, that's just, I mean, what can you say? I mean, that it's kind of a bit much for this early in the game, I think. Especially since... the 2 people who are going to benefit the most from this will probably be Yomi and Beratos, right? I guess Rus as well, interestingly, but I don't know much about Rus. Rus, of course, very quiet player in this game, very very lumbering. And I feel like, yeah, because Yomi's just made peace with Mavoni as well. I don't think Mavoni should have done that either. I think Yomi probably now just goes and picks off bits of Sarah if they can. Or if not, they know that every other player in the game is in a war, right? So they could go after Rus or Fomoria. I mean, Fomoria looks incredibly weak from our vantage point, don't they? If you're Yomi. There's just nothing here in this section of the world, basically. It's just everything is here now. Interesting developments anyway. Let's just remind ourselves. So, yeah, Sarmatia with a huge drop. Sarmatia consistently one of the better players in the game. There was, of course, the story with Makoni as well, who immediately fell off in a multi-pronged war. Sauro, through no real fault of their own other than possibly overextending and not shoring up the diplomatic borders enough, is now probably going to suffer the same fate. Forts-wise, they have the most forts, they have the most income. They're not great on gems, so not a lot of gem income for the people who take their territory. Interestingly, it is Yomi and Rus who are up on gems, and Femoria. Blood income irrelevant right now. Saramata also first on research. I mean, they were definitely, you know, one of the best positions in the game. So understandable, people might want to take a chunk out of them. I'm not sure. Wow, also biggest army size. A lot of that is junk army though. It's a lot of long dead and stuff, so not as intimidating as some of the other players. But yeah, I imagine the world is going to be a very, a very scary place if Yomi ends up being allowed to continue to develop, though. Did you board a Rus, though? Rus the silent... the silent, stoic, lumbering giant. I hope we see these two people go to war, that would be cool. I really don't know what Sarah does though now, other than just fold. If it's me in this sort of position, I usually go, well, time to just drag all my units to one throne and defend my one throne for the rest of the game. Just in case I win on thrones in the late game. I mean, what else can you do, right? But hey, it's turn 30 anyway. Maybe they'll have some amazing Diplo strat to pull themselves back in the game, but well, don't hold your breath. Anyway, that's it for turn 30, and it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.